Nearly 4 years ago, I uploaded my first Let's Play video, joining the ranks of thousands of YouTubers who talk to themselves while playing video games for strangers on the internet to watch. 4 years later, I have 6,000 subscribers, 2.5 million views, and my most watched video has over 100,000 views. Relatively speaking, I'm not really sure how well I've done. Granted, there are many Let's Players who would love to have even 1,000 subscribers, and I've now surpassed some of the guys that I watched when I started. On the other side of that, of course, are LPers that started around when I did, or much later, and rapidly overtook me. Marbozir and Bud Kai come to mind. Others have exploded since I started watching them. I think I found Quill18 around 20,000 subs. With so many people doing this now, the difference really comes down to personality and effort. And I have never been a terribly exciting commentator. I don't stream or collaborate, and the majority of what I play is old or obscure. I've seen some of my own viewers get going and then quit for one reason or another, and really, I think the only reason I'm still here is because I'm still here. I've managed to convince a good amount of people to watch my stuff, and developers are starting to contact me about their games, so I guess you could call that a success. Whatever the case, at least for the immediate future, I will attempt to continue providing you with content when I can, and hopefully it's worth your time to watch it. Anyway, in my last update I said I would be doing some Q&A for this video, and there are a few piddling questions that came in. I suppose if I interacted more with my viewers on a regular basis, that might be increased. I have been trying to reply to comments more, but not everything is a conversation, and half of them are, "I love this game," or "Where can I get it?" But I do enjoy you guys telling me about things, like when I learned Afterlife was out on Good Old Games, which made me happy to see. But back on track, first are the silly questions. Waffles or pancakes, soup or salad, boxers or briefs? I'd probably say pancakes, since that's what I order when I have breakfast for dinner or when I make it at home. However, for actual breakfast, I have waffles, because I can put those in the toaster and I'm lazy. Salad, because soup is just water with bits in it. And I've started wearing boxer briefs, but I still swap between boxers because sometimes I prefer comfort to having my butt look good. Next question. Have I considered live streaming? I've thought about it, but I don't think that I could. A lot of Let's Players that do it have their regular series and still manage to find time for hours of streaming. Meanwhile, I struggle to find time for just batch recording a single game. And this kind of ties into my answer for the next question about doing a cross-channel thing with DAS24680. Really, any kind of collab or multiplayer thing would be hard for me to do, again because of restricted free time. I record when I can, and so I don't know that I could commit to something that I'd have to match up a schedule with. Next, have I ever tried an RPG like Corpse Party? I've never played it, and looking it up, I'm not sure that I would, although the type of adventure game it seems to be might interest me. And finally, what game mechanic angers me the most in RPGs? I would say non-scalable economies irk me a little bit, and what I mean by that is that there's usually a point in a game where the stuff that you have is better than the stuff the game allows you to buy or will provide for you. And that wouldn't be a problem, except that it often starts to happen mid-game, so you end up in high-tier locations full of stuff that is useless to you and you would never buy. In contrast, if you look at Final Fantasy, for example, each town usually has better equipment, and there were only a few really special items that would outclass everything. Of course, the trade-off in those games was that you were essentially on rails where you could expect to be the top dog in your current area, but then as soon as you moved on to the next place, everything got hard again and your equipment was crap. Rinse and repeat. That's probably the second thing that annoys me the most about role-playing games. Okay, so that's briefly done. Now I want to talk about where we're heading. I've been thinking about what to do for this map that I need to complete the Lux Deluxe series with, and I've settled on something in space, which should be simple enough artwork-wise. And while that is going on, a surprise has been thrown my way that determined the next series. The developers of Lethis Path of Progress have given me a review copy out of nowhere, so I'll be starting that series shortly. And if you haven't heard of it, it's a steampunky city builder in the spirit of games like Zeus and Pharaoh with the walkers and such. So I think it'll fit perfectly on the channel, and since it just came out, getting a jump on covering it would probably help me. Now, I know it's been like half a year since I stopped with Shadowgate, and I want to finish that game this summer. Likewise, I might try and rush through Cypher again to see if I can actually finish that last scene or if it's just totally bugged. While I'm convincing myself to work on the more time-consuming games, I've thought about throwing in something quick that I can record in a weekend, like maybe Banished or Spore. Earthbound or Dragon Quest II wouldn't take a lot of thought, and I've still got a handful of things for Let's Quickly plays. What I really want to do, however, is start spending some more time on my other channel. I'm looking to simplify it and sort of expand it beyond Game Maker tutorials, essentially making content for beginners in game development that is a little more helpful than This Is a Variable. Whereas Gaz Plays was a channel I started for fun, Gaz Works is something that I would like to have making money. But that's the state of the channel. I'd hope to have had a stronger start to the summer, but I do plan to have a little bit more before it's over. As always, thank you for watching my videos and giving your support. I know a lot of you genuinely enjoy the games that I play, and so I'm glad to be able to share them with you. So, I will see you next time.